Hey guys, how are you all doing? I hope you are alright. I'm so sorry I've not been able to post anything for a while now, and that's because I've been busy with work and learning how to drive a car for the first time. So I'm actually going to make a video about the whole car buying, car driving thing later on. But in this video, let's focus on living in Northern Ireland, the pros and cons of living in Northern Ireland. So we're going to have like a heart-to-heart discussion. These are some of the things that I think you should actually put into consideration if you are deciding to call Northern Ireland home. So in this video, we're going to be covering things like saving money, job prospects for your partner, raising children, and just the general idea of living in Northern Ireland and what it means. So make sure you watch this video to the end, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share, comment, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's get on with it. So guys, the UK is made up of 4 countries, which is England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. I didn't really pay much attention to Wales, so I only paid attention to England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland was top of my list. If I had not come to Northern Ireland, I would have probably gone to Scotland. But the reason why I actually picked Northern Ireland was because it was very affordable. So a lot of you already know that living in Northern Ireland is cheap. And one thing you should also know is that no matter where you decide to work in the NHS or the nursing home, there is a high chance that your employer is going to pay you the same rate that is paying every other nurse within your bandwidth, irrespective of where you live. Now, there are very few exceptions to that. Like if you live in London, you can get like maybe £1 per hour extra, but I really didn't think that was much, so I didn't really pay much attention to that. That was why London was not really among the list of places that I really wanted to live. So I picked Northern Ireland. I was just thinking like, why on earth would I go to somewhere very expensive when I'm going to be paid the exact same thing? So if, for example, I'm going to be paid like maybe £20 per hour, why should I get £20 per hour and go and live in a very expensive city and be paying a lot of bills when I can go to Northern Ireland, pay fewer bills, rent cheap accommodation, and save a lot of money? So that was my number one reason for picking Northern Ireland. It was cost effective for me, and that was what I wanted. I didn't want a place where I was going to spend a lot of money. I wanted to save a lot of money instead so I could travel. So that's one thing you guys should actually know. So for being affordable, let's take this house that I'm living in, for example. So I live in a 4-bedroom apartment, and in this house I pay £500 per month. Now this £500 will only get me something like a house share in London, or probably a 1-bedroom apartment in the outskirts of London or somewhere in England. But I can't imagine paying £500 for 4-bedroom apartment in England. And that is it. I have this mansion to myself, and if I was here with family, of course my family would have enough room, and I don't have to spend too much money to be able to get the comfort and the space that I want. And another thing, guys, is that in England you have to pay council bills and water bills, and there are also other bills and taxes that you have to pay. But in Northern Ireland, most of all these bills are already included in your rent. So I pay £500 per month. This £500 covers every other thing that I have to pay. So I'm not paying £500 monthly and then paying council tax and water bills separate. Everything is just in the rent. So I just have to be bothered about paying my rent. Once I pay my rent, it's settled. Whereas if you live in somewhere like England, you are going to be paying your rent, and you're also going to be paying other bills aside from your rent. So at the end of the day, you'll find out that you are spending more and saving very little. And if you have family back home, or if you have family here with you, you really don't want to be spending a lot of money on bills. You did not come to this country to pay bills and pay bills and pay bills. You came to make money and save and help your family back home or here with you. So keep that at the back of your mind. Another thing is buying groceries and buying African foods. So living in Northern Ireland, you are going to spend more money if you want to buy African food here than in London. Of course, things are cheaper in London and in England because they have so many options there. But in Northern Ireland, we don't really have a lot of options. In the town where I live now, there is no African shop. So for me to get African food, I have to take like an hour train ride to Belfast where I can get African food. And there are sometimes that the amount for these food items are actually a bit more than what I will get in England, because you have to think that the shop owners here in Northern Ireland, they have to also pay to transport the things from England to Northern Ireland where they live. So they are also going to add that to the bill. But for other food items, other groceries that you can get, like bread, milk, I think there is not a lot of difference. If there are any difference at all, it's just a few cents. So the only difference with saving money is just that buying African food is a bit more expensive here than what you would get in London or in England per se. So another thing you should consider is if you are coming with your family, if you are coming with your partner and your partner is not in the health field, let's say your husband or your wife is not a nurse, it's going to be kind of difficult to get a job unless he or she is comfortable with working in a non-professional field, like working in McDonald's or doing a care assistant job. But if he or she is someone that wants to work in a professional field, then I think England has more opportunities than Northern Ireland. So it's different because you got your job before coming over to the UK. So even if you choose Northern Ireland and you are being posted to Northern Ireland, you don't have anything to worry about job wise because you already have your job. But if you are coming with your husband and your husband is not a nurse, your husband is not in the health field, your husband is maybe like another profession, an engineer or something else, and your husband really wants to continue working in his field, then the options here in Northern Ireland are very, very limited. Unless you go to big cities like Belfast, Londonderry, like major big cities in Northern Ireland, it's going to be very difficult for you to find a job for your husband here. Even as a nurse here, at times it can be hard to find jobs. For example, if I decide to leave my nursing home job and go to the NHS, I think I would like to work in the ICU unit. And I've actually been trying to look for ICU job openings around me here in Northern Ireland, and so far I've not gotten a really good response. Most of the openings are in England and very few in Scotland. So Northern Ireland does not really have a lot of job opportunities for you as a nurse, and even for your partner or any other person that is coming with you. But if your husband or your wife is comfortable working as maybe a receptionist or a customer care representative in McDonald's, or as a care assistant, then fine. Northern Ireland is good. So let's talk about raising children in Northern Ireland. I actually think raising kids in Northern Ireland is kind of a good place because Northern Ireland is kind of quiet, it's calm, it's peaceful. You don't have to worry a lot about criminal activities as compared to other big cities in England. But there is a disadvantage to that. The thing with Northern Ireland is that it's not really, we don't have a lot of diversity here. So you don't have a lot of blacks, a lot of Africans, Caribbeans. They are mostly white Irish people here. So your kid might find it hard to kind of integrate and blend in with others. Now, I'm not trying to say that there are racial discrimination or your child is going to suffer from racism. I'm not trying to say that at all. In fact, quite the opposite, because people living in Northern Ireland, they're actually very friendly. I remember the first time I came to Northern Ireland and everybody was so helpful, so nice. My neighbor was so helpful. When I moved into this house, my tap was not running. I really didn't know what to do. I went to the next door neighbor to find out if maybe there was a special place that it was being locked or something, and he even called somebody to come and see to it, and he told me not to worry about the bills. He paid for it and everything was on. I have a good relationship with my neighbors and they're actually very helpful here. Like, again, walking along the street is very easy to walk up to a stranger and ask for directions, and they actually go out of their way to help you. So, funny story, I actually went to England in January and I was kind of lost because I was standing in the bus stop and there was a lot of activities, so many buses going to and fro. I didn't really know the bus to take. So I walked up to this African lady standing close to me in the bus station and I was asking her what bus to take, and she was very rude. She just acted as if she was not hearing me. She completely snubbed me and that was really rude. In Northern Ireland, I never experienced anything like that, and I just hated it. I hated it. I just concluded that I could never ever live in London. Living in London is like living in Lagos. It's very fast paced. Nobody really pays attention to you. They are just going about their business. So I feel like living in Northern Ireland, you have this community feeling. Some towns in Northern Ireland are really very small, and almost everybody knows everybody. Living in Northern Ireland is like living in a country kind of place. So it's just kind of friendly, family oriented, and things like that. So I feel like Northern Ireland is really a good place to bring up children. It might be hard for you to find a school for your child to attend that have other African kids. Some people might not really have any issues with it. Some kids might find it like adventurous and blend easily, but some people that are conscious about things like that, I just think you should put that into consideration too. So now that I've covered coming to Northern Ireland as a family, let's talk about living in Northern Ireland as a single man or a single woman. Now, if you are single and you want to mingle, Northern Ireland might not actually be the best place for you to find company, because like I said, Northern Ireland is not really very diverse. So we have a lot of whites, a lot of Irish guys here, and if you are not really open to interracial dating, if you want to just date black men, black women, you might not have a lot of options to choose from, because, well, you might if you go to big cities like Belfast and Londonderry or other Portrush, other big cities in Northern Ireland. But if you are unfortunate and you are posted to a small town in Northern Ireland, you might not find a lot of options. And also, activities in Northern Ireland are really not much. We have some activities, true, even for children. We have activities for kids, amusement parks, and of course it's nothing compared to England. England has a lot of options. They have a lot of activities that you can engage in. Northern Ireland is more conservative. It's more nature friendly. That's another thing I actually love about Northern Ireland. I love nature. I just love this environment where I'm surrounded by nature. So Northern Ireland has this country kind of feeling. It's kind of a country, so you can just get in your car and drive and see the open road. You see everything natural there. Go to nature reserves and have fun, have a picnic, and you feel at peace with yourself and one with nature. Those are the kind of activities I love. But if you are somebody that loves to party, you like going to clubs, you want to explore, you want to go to all the activities and everything, all the shows, everything happening, then you might not really have a lot of those options in Northern Ireland, because not a lot of concerts happen in Northern Ireland. Most of them are in England. So if you are somebody that wants to be in the heart of everything happening, you want to experience everything at the same time, Northern Ireland can come off as boring to you, unless you go to major cities, of course. But even if you go to major cities, it's not really the same as when you are in England. The thing I don't like about Northern Ireland is the weather. The weather is so unpredictable. It seems as if it's raining, it's cold all the time. Even during the summer, it's cold. I remember my friend's winter experience here in December or November, I can't remember again. There was a day that we had the 4 seasons in one day. Well, let me not say the 4 seasons, but it's something like this. It was very windy at night, it snowed in the morning, the sun came up in the afternoon, and it rained in the evening. All happened in one day. Shocking, I know. But that is not an island for you. Expect the unexpected when it comes to weather aspects. So I guess you should not really pay much attention to the weather. It's not really relevant in this whole decision making process of whether you should come to Northern Ireland or not. Even if it's rainy or bad or the weather is cold, you have winter clothes, you have umbrellas, so that is something that you can actually live with. But things like raising your family, your savings, and getting a job, trying to date, things like that, those are things that are going to affect your future. So when you come to the UK, you are signing a contract for 3 years, and I don't really want you to sign a contract, move to the UK, and then decide that this place that you don't like it and you want to move somewhere else. So I feel like that is why you should actually research a lot before signing your contract. So research a lot about where you want to live. If you want to live in Northern Ireland, then sign the contract and stick it out for the 3 years. At the end of 3 years, you can do whatever you want to do, but be prepared. So these are the things that you should actually put into consideration before signing your contract and before moving here for 3 years. Now, I didn't really say much about England. Okay, maybe I said a little bit about England, but I didn't really say much about Scotland in this video. Scotland is just like Northern Ireland, just that it's a little bit more expensive than Northern Ireland, but not as expensive as England, and you have more options in Scotland actually. So about the diversity, if you go to cities like Edinburgh and Glasgow, you have a lot of African communities there, and you also have African food stores there. I love living in Northern Ireland. I would not trade it for anywhere else. I love Northern Ireland so much, and if I am to leave Northern Ireland, I'll probably go to Scotland if I decide to change my job and go to the NHS because I want to work in the ICU. That would be the only reason for me to go to Scotland. But right now, I love living in Northern Ireland. I enjoy living in Northern Ireland. It has everything checked in my list, and this is just where I want to be for now. But I'm different and you are different. That is why you need to think about all these things before deciding on where you want to spend the next 3 years, or you want to live, or you want to call home for as long as you want. So thank you so much guys for watching this video to the end. Right, my birthday is 2nd, which is on Friday actually. I'm going to try to post this video before then, so if this video comes out before then, please wish me a happy birthday in the comment section. And thank you so much. I really love talking to you guys. Thank you for watching this video to the end, and I really hope that you make the right decision, and I hope that I did not discourage you from moving to Northern Ireland or moving to England. Remember, we are all different. What matters to me most might not matter to you most. I just talked about the things that I think you should put into consideration when picking where you want to live in the UK. So thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, bye.